Belarus, 8007. Farmers hit iron and touched a piece of heaven. The second meteorite found on Soviet ground, 4.6 billion years, and they put out the sound. Brahin. Yeah. Village of Kaparinki, Gomel district. Autumn terrain, farmers feel the plow shake. Two masses split the plain, 80 kilograms and 20 cold iron in the side. The second meteorite ever found on Soviet soil. Act of God. Graf Rakitsky state advisor, read the situation clean. Ship the specimens to scientists and set the record scene. Because a bureaucrat in 8007 had the vision to preserve what 4.6 billion years had been preparing to serve. Main group Pallasite, PMG, the classification locked. Angular, olivine, and iron nickel universe. We stock 15 kilometers, strewn field 3 kilometers wide. The Dnieper River cuts it through like a cosmic dividing tide. 37% olivine, every polished slice translucent bright. Peridot crystals burning yellow-green against the gallery light. Whitman Stettin patterns in the metal, Pallasite and Tannite. Cooling in the vacuum over millions of years, no debate. Only space can build this architecture, no forge can replicate the crystalline precision of a dying asteroid estate. Peter Pallas named them Pallasites, the class, the legacy of German naturalists who mapped the cosmic taxonomy. Brahin, Belarus iron fire. The second Soviet stone pulled from the Dnieper's Maya. 15K, a strewn field scattered across the run. Angular olivine peridot burning like a second sun. 4 centuries of history, one stone. The universe, don't forget it just waits alone. Then the war came, 1940s, and a record went dark. German soldiers hit Kiev and tore the Brahin archive apart. Samples stolen, science plundered, locked in occupation's hands. Other pieces vanished, also in Minsk across the Badlands. 4.6 billion years, a cosmic record disappeared into the chaos of a century that devoured everything it near. But the mainstream field stay buried, Dnieper holding its ground, waiting through the decades for the next discovery sound. 1968, and the universe bent the game. A third grade pupil, Anja Fedosenko is her name. North of Ladi, 0.4 kilometers. Her hand presses into the field. 12.4 kilograms of Brahin Pallasite revealed. She handed it to the Institute of Geology in Minsk. Third grade, and she brought the archive back from the brink. Imagine, no scientist, no detective, no institution found what a third grade girl found by pressing her hands in the ground. Belarus iron fire. The second Soviet stone pulled from the Dnieper's Maya. 15K of strewn field scattered across the run. Angular olivine peridot burning like a second sun. 4 centuries of history, one stone. The universe, don't forget, it just waits alone. 1986, Chernobyl lit the April sky, and the radiation fell exactly where the Brahin fragments lie. The strewn field sealed, periodic control zone now. No new specimens recovered. The universe allows this landed silence. The reactor's fallout drew the line between the scientists and the Pallasites. But the ground kept one more secret in the sandy northern end. 2002, the final chapter, history doesn't pretend. 227 kilograms and 3 meters down. The largest single mass in decades, pulled out of the frozen ground. Buried for 200 years, surfaced in the new millennium. The Brahin story writing its last platinum requiem into the archive that survived the theft of war, the child's hand. The nuclear fallout poisoning and sealing up the land. Total weight exceeds 1,000 kilos now. The estimate still grows because collectors hold the pieces that the official archive never knows. Sotheby's put slices under auction lights. The bidding overflows. Peridot and iron framed in galleries where the science goes to worship the impossible. A mosaic built in space. Core and mantle mixed by impact at the asteroid's face. Planetary differentiation. Heavy iron sank the core. Olivine stayed in the mantle's outer layer like before. Then impact shattered it. The pieces flew across 4 billion years. Belarus was waiting. Farmers, children, soldiers, frontiers. Graf Rakitsky filed the paperwork in 8007's cold. Anja found 12 kilos that the archive hadn't told. Chernobyl sealed the zone, but 227 stayed below until the northern field gave up its last. And let the story show. Gomel region, 8007. Farmers in iron. Graf Rakitsky, 1968. Anja Fedosenko, 3rd grade. 8007. Chernobyl sealed the zone. 2002, but 3 meters underground. Brahin, the ground keeps its secrets. until it doesn't. 4.6 billion years, still burning. Let the beat ride.